So we want to talk to y'all about a secret we've been keeping. Something that, again, the drought here in Texas has affected our homestead significantly. Right up front, guys, occasionally we have people that complain about a video of us just talking, and that's what this video is. So if you don't want to hear us just talk, then stop watching now. But what we're going to talk about to us is interesting, and to some of y'all may be interesting. So tell them what we're here to discuss. The secret, we haven't mentioned this since it happened.
So our video has come out that showed that we took the pigs to the processor, and we have not talked anything about it since then. We haven't followed up about it.
We showed a video of us taking them and kind of the catastrophe that happened with them getting loose, but that's it.
So the fact of the matter is, and you guys some of you may be tired of hearing it, but Texas is in a severe drought right now. Probably the worst that I ever remember us being in.
And a heat wave. I guess the heat wave is
probably
just as big of a
significant. Yeah. But I guess maybe we've been in one before, but we've never raised animals during an extreme drought, and it is devastating right now. And so the drought had a lot to do, and the heat had a lot to do with how disappointing our yield was from our feeder pigs that we had sent to the processor, so that we raised. Market
weight, I think, is either 225 to 250 in that range. That's been our goal every pig we've raised. We've raised a handful before. We've gotten everyone above that market weight anywhere from about 275 up to about 325, 315 range. So we've had really good luck in that regard. These, when we dropped them off, we going up to it, we knew they were smaller. I was being unrealistically optimistic that they would make weight. Shanna was being the voice of reason. She turned out to be correct. We ran them across the scale. The biggest one, the pink one or the tan colored one, I thought for sure that pig was going to be in the 230 to 250 pound range. And they ran that one across, well, I don't know which one they ran across first.
Yeah,
it was 184. The other two were smaller. One was 170 something and
176 and 163.
Yeah. So by far, like 100 pounds less than any other pig that we've ever raised. So we just try to be upfront with you guys, transparent about what's going on. And one, it was extremely disappointing. I think we had two factors working against us. The biggest one was the heat wave, and just when it was 114 degrees, they just laid there all day long. They didn't want to eat. They didn't want to do anything. And so they just did not eat. The pigs that we've had in the past, I was telling two of these pigs were bought by other people. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But I was talking to the guy that paid for one of them, and these three pigs, the last week or two that we had them, were going through one bag of feed in 4 days, roughly. The other pigs that we had, the last few weeks before we took them, were going through a bag every 2 days.
By
themselves, with one pig. So they were not eating anything.
No. I think the next question would have been, could we have held on to them longer and maybe sent the process date out? The problem with that right now is we would have really lost a lot of money.
The price of feed is through the roof. And
we got our water bill. I mean, some people would think, what does that have to do with it? Our water bill was substantially higher because we were watering them 2 and 3 times a day to keep them alive.
Yeah.
And we have how big is that water? Their water out there?
It's like I don't know. It's a 50 gallon.
And we were filling that up every other day.
Yeah.
So it was. If you add that cost of feed into it, you add the cost of water into it, and everything
and our time,
else.
And then I seriously think we could have kept them. There's no end in sight to the heat wave we're going through in the drought. None at all. 100-degree days forecasted for the next 2 weeks. We could have kept them for another 2 months, I think, and we still would have struggled to get them up to market weight. So, we really didn't discuss it before, but it was kind of unspoken, like we can't turn back now.
And And to be honest, it was, we raised our second pig during Snowmageddon in Texas. And we got her. She was the biggest we've ever had of any of the pigs in the end. These three were the hardest because we had so many factors against us. You know, Snowmageddon was 3 days long. The heat wave, we started the 100-degree temperatures in May, and we have had 58 consecutive days with no rain in the state of Texas, or in our area. So we had so many factors working against us. So when it came time to the processing, we were like, it is what it is, really. We couldn't do anything about it. I knew going in that they were going to be small, but I will tell you, it was like someone punched me in the gut when they ran that 163 across the scale. I ended up calling, my friend is the one that bought one of them. I called her and I was crying and upset because it was so hard to raise them, and it felt like it was for nothing. Now, I'm not going to complain. We will probably still get 75, 80 pounds of meat from them. And we are blessed, and we have a freezer full of meat as well. I'm not complaining on that aspect. But when you work, literally, your blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm talking like I was bit by the pig. Tobin was ran over by one of the pigs. The night they got out, they ruined all underneath the pool. They almost got messed up the septic tank lids. I mean, all of that combined, it was disheartening to know all that work was for nothing, it felt like.
And we're not complaining. Please don't think anything we're saying is complaining. We're just being transparent and just disappointing, but not complaining. Thankful for them, thankful for, you know, the opportunity.
I felt the same way when we dropped them off as I did the other ones. You know, it was very bittersweet to see them. You know, I worried about them. I told Tobin at like 9 o'clock that night, do you think they left water for them? Like, I hope they didn't.
They did, but.
Well, they did, but it still was like, I worried for them just like the other ones.
So, we had 3 pigs. One was ours. 2, one was a friend of mine. One was a friend of Shannon's. We reached out to friends of ours and offered for them to grow, to raise their pigs for them here on our homestead and deliver them to the processor at a certain price. Our idea was it was an experiment just to see how it went, and also hopefully we would at least cover the cost of raising our pig. Like what we charged them. What we charged them, we weren't making a fortune off of. We were just hoping that it would cover the cost of the feed and raising our pig, and maybe cover the processing. So once we found out about this, we went to both of our friends, and it's not just my friend and your friend, it's our friends. But it was
primarily he speaks to him and I speak to my friend.
We went to them and we offered them 2 choices. One, we will refund you 100% of the money you paid for the pig, and we will pay to get the pig processed, and we will just keep the meat for ourselves. 2, we will offer you a refund, a significant refund, and
based on how much their weight was.
Basically, we would give them about half of their money back because of what the pig didn't make weight, and then they can keep the meat themselves. One of the friends said took the refund deal. The other friend said, I don't want any refund or my money back, keep all the money. I've been very blessed, and this was a gamble, and I was part of the gamble, and I'm gonna take the hit on it. So so they're both getting their meat back, less than we'd hoped for, but for reasons that are out of our control.
And they were both very extremely understanding, knowing the reason that we didn't get them to wait was not because we were trying to like pull the wool over their eyes. Like we were like we would have genuinely. I mean, one of them is Reed's best friend, and they're over here often, and she knows like all the trouble. I mean,
well, in our offer to give them 100% refund, I think they knew that we were being sincere. You know, if we had done that. We can handle it, but it would have been a financial
it would be a financial loss.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we could handle it, but
we
it
would not have been,
because we would have
we would not been on the upside on anything.
Yes, and we aren't on the upside now. We made $0.
Zero.
So
$0.
the pig was not paid for. I think all that we got paid for about was the feed. That's about it. But everything else we paid for out of pocket. So it was a learning experience. Honestly, I don't think we're going to do it again. We're going to do one pig for ourselves because there's just too many factors that are out of our control. And you know, we could have, last year we got the pig in February, thinking, all right, we're going to raise the pig way before it ever gets hot, take it to the processor, to the slaughterhouse, and we'll be good. We dealt with Snowmageddon. This year we thought, all right, we're going to wait a little bit longer into the spring, but we still should have enough time before it gets really hot. And ended up getting, we had 100-degree days
in mid-May,
30 to 45 days before our normal time of the year. And
then no rain.
Yeah, and then no rain. And the rain, I mean, you know, just keep them cool, you know.
No,
just,
keep
you know,
the temperatures down.
The temperatures down. So, but you know, like I said, our main purpose of this was just to tell you guys how it went. We talked a lot about this in the beginning, and that's kind of where we're at with it, you know.
Well, I was going to address something that I know will be said, and we recognize that there are farmers and ranchers out there that are taking a much, much, much larger hit than we are.
Oh, yeah.
I like substantially,
yeah.
like something we can't even fathom right now. I have a friend of mine that her husband posted that it's really sad and disheartening when you have to start feeding your winter hay in the middle of the summer to your cows. So they're taking a much bigger hit, but it's trickling down to everyone. The big, large ranches and farmers, all the way down to the small homesteaders, such as ourselves. So I recognize that there are ranchers that are taking a much larger hit to that. And all we can say to everyone is just pray for rain for Texas. That is probably the biggest thing. And it's not just North Texas. The entire state of Texas is under a drought.
In the South, Oklahoma, everywhere. Yeah.
So that's the only thing that we can
do.
And
no end in sight to the heat wave. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if we have 100-degree days well into September.
I hope not.
I hope not either. But we've been down this road before, and it never starts out hot in Texas, and the summer never starts out hot and ends cool. It's always.
I will even take the 100-degree temperatures if we could just get some rain.
Yeah.
If we could get some rain, because everything is so dry and just depressing right now.
Yeah.
So.
But that's the story. Just wanted to share that with y'all. We thank y'all for the support. As a lot of y'all know, we're transitioning. The content that you guys are going to be seeing is going to be changing. We try to raise all of our animals. We don't own a petting zoo. Most of our animals serve a purpose here. So, and once we do that in the spring and summer, we have less content in that regard, and we start transitioning into probably doing some fishing and hunting, camping, and a lot of taxidermy stuff. We own a small taxidermy business, and from the end of October until January, we're very busy with that. You'll definitely be seeing some duck hunting. I got hooked on duck hunting.
Baseball.
Theater. Easton's Theater's coming up.
You won't see Sarah.
And never see her. And then we this time of year, we do one thing that we do in this family is we don't skimp when it comes to cooking and food. So we eat well, and so you'll be seeing a lot of cooking.
That made me laugh because it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like we know Tobin has sent me no less than 10 Facebook reels the last 24 hours of food, and I'm like, yep. And I've been to the store and we're like, yep, we're making that, we're making that.
We do like to cook, and that's part of what we do, so we try to show that. But we'll be showing more of us cook. You know, we have our a lot of the meat that we've raised ourselves. We'll be cooking that too. So just thank y'all for all the support and the encouragement, and continue watching. And we enjoy doing this for y'all, and we want to keep doing it. So y'all keep watching and keep liking and commenting. And
that's it.
Thank y'all so much.
Bye.